Dear students, I welcome to the online session of a discussion on vowels. In earlier sessions, we had a lengthy discussion, of course, on the pronunciation of consonant sounds and vowel sounds. The difference we find between the pronunciation of consonant sounds and vowel sounds was also shared in my last session. During the articulation of consonant sounds, we find a friction, as I explained in my last class. Whereas in the articulation of vowel sounds, we don't find any kind of friction. Friction in the sense the active articulator is raised in the direction of passive articulator in such a direction that there is enough place, enough gap to allow the air to move freely so that there won't be any kind of friction. In this sense, the vowels are said to be open approximation. Open approximation processes involved in the production or pronunciation of vowel sounds. And I explained in my last class that there are 20 vowel sounds in English language. 20 vowels are there, letters are there. 20 vowel letters have to represent 5 vowels. 5 vowel letters have to represent 20 vowel sounds in English language. So in this regard, there's a lot of difference between consonants and vowels. Whereas in consonants, most of the letters of English represent sounds. Sounds and symbols, letters are also similar. Whereas in the pronunciation of vowels, with regard to the symbols of vowels, there is a lot of difference. So we need to pay a little attention with regard to the learning of the symbols, vowel sound symbols, and how they are being uttered. So the mechanism involved in utterance of vowel sounds, I have also explained in my last session. And even among 20 vowel sounds, we have a categorization, that is 12 are said to be monophthongs or pure vowels. The remaining 8 are said to be diphthongs. In today's session, we are going to share some important points pertaining to the pronunciation of diphthongs in English language. And diphthongs are a combination of, a blend of, a mix of two vowel sounds side by side. And since two vowel sounds are put together, when we are pronouncing it, a mechanism is also involved here. This is what we have to observe. To understand it well, look at some examples I have shown on the slide and see how they are being pronounced. Pronounce the following English words: seen, deal, sight, doubt. If you look at these words, in seen and deal, sa sound is followed by e sound in the word stated seen, and da sound is followed by e sound in the word stated deal, and in first word e sound is also followed by na sound. In the second word, la sound precedes e sound. This is one instance we have to observe here. And here, the point we have to understand is, in seen and deal, we can lengthen the pronunciation of or utterance of the sound E, but whereas in words like sight and doubt, sight, I, sa sound is followed by I sound, I sound is followed by ta sound. In doubt, da sound is the initial sound. It's followed by doubt, out, out. Sound is followed by again ta sound. If we observe and notice the difference between the single vowel sound that is seen in seen and deal and double vowel sound seen in sight and doubt, we understand that the vowel in seen and tool can be prolonged indefinitely. It can be lengthened, prolonged vowel sound. Whereas in diphthongs, in the pronunciation of diphthongs, this prolongation doesn't change the quality of the vowel. Whereas in diphthongs, the pronunciation, the quality of the vowel sound changes in diphthongs. The quality of the vowel sound doesn't change in the words seen, tool, E sound, U sound. The quality of the vowel sound is not changed there. But whereas in sounds like sigh, doubt, sight and doubt, we can notice a perceptible change in the quality of the vowel. This is to be observed. This perceptible change in the degree, change in the quality of the vowel sound is definitely observed here. This is what we have to notice in the pronunciation of diphthongs. The quality of the vowel sound doesn't change in pure vowels, whereas the quality of the sounds, vowel sound, changes in the pronunciation of diphthongs. This is what we have to notice when we are learning vowels. And another important point, the vowel at the sound end does not sound the same as vowel at the beginning. Vowel at the end starts with some direction. A vowel, a diphthong, when we are uttering a diphthong sound, it begins with in some direction, whereas ends with some other direction. Slight change is observed. Vowel at the end does not sound the same as vowel at the beginning of the utterance of the sound. And such vowels of changing quality are said to be diphthongs. They are also described as vowel glides, since there is a movement from one vowel sound to another vowel sound. As I already explained, when we utter one vowel sound, the direction will be in some way. Whereas when we want to utter another vowel sound, direction of the tongue towards the hard palate or soft palate will be something slightly different. This change is discernible. This change can be noticed when we are uttering these diphthongs. That is why they are said to be vowel glides in English language. So another, if you want me to make it more clear, when we are pronouncing diphthongs, you can easily observe in your own mouth as to how they are being pronounced, or how we try to utter, how the position of the tongue changes from one position to the other position. Tongue first takes the position required for the articulation of a vowel. There are two vowels in a diphthong, two vowel sounds, of course. To utter the first vowel sound, initial vowel sound, the tongue takes the position of required for the articulation of the first vowel sound, then again moves towards the position required for the articulation of another vowel sound. This is what this perceptible changing quality of vowel sounds is to be observed in the utterance of consonant vowel sounds, that is diphthongs. So after having discussed this quality of the change of quality in the pronunciation of diphthongs and what symbols are there, to have an idea, to get an idea about the symbols of diphthongs, and to get more clarification on the pronunciation of the diphthongs, I have listed them here on the slide. You can have a look at them, and you can also see some examples shown here. Look at the list of diphthongs here. First one, date, fate, late, rate, day. A sound, E sound. It's the first diphthong in English language. And if you look at the examples, and here another important point we have to share is, understand here is, most of the Telugu speakers, as I explained in my earlier sessions, variations in the pronunciation of sounds is found, and this variation is quite discernible in almost all states. Non-native speakers of English tend to have some influence of their mother tongue when they are uttering. When we pronounce this word like date, date, it is date, not date, as Telugu speakers speak like this. It's not fate, but fate, late, rate, not rate. Why Telugu speakers pronounce it as date, fate, late, and rate? You can observe one important thing. Influence of mother tongue. The sound A is there in Telugu. The sound A interferes in the pronunciation of date, fate, late, rate. This is how, when mother tongue influence is seen, we tend to pronounce them like that. It's only because of the interference of mother tongue, influence of mother tongue, we make mistakes in the utterance of sounds. This is with regard to the Telugu speakers. Since we have got a sound like A in Telugu, this influence is seen here, and we also try to pronounce English sounds like that. But we have to observe how it is being pronounced. It's not date, but date. It's not fate, but fate, late, rate, and day. This is what we have to observe. Look at another sound. Price, price. Pa sound, ra sound is followed by I sound. High, ha sound is followed by I. Try, ta sound, ra sound, I sound. It has occurred finally. Time, ta sound, this diphthong sound I, and ma sound. Cry, ka sound, ra sound, and I sound. Right. We can take a number of examples like this. Look at another example, like choice, choice, boy, point, join, joy, toil, O-E. This is boy. Like in boy, we have a vowel sound there, consonant sound there. And look at another example. Gout, show, now. It's not no, but now. It's not go, but go. It's not bold, but bold. Gold, joke, not joke. Most of us pronounce it as gold. Even here also we can easily observe the influence of Telugu sound, that is O sound. Like A, we also have O sound in Telugu. This influence of O sound, which we have in Telugu, is seen in pronouncing this also. So that's how we tend to pronounce it as no, go, bold, and bold. It's not like that. We have to pronounce it as gout, shout, now, go, bold, gold, jow, something like this. You take any example. There is no long O in English here. Long O is replaced by gow. Slight change. This is a discernible change in English diphthongs with regard to Telugu speakers, how influence is seen here. Look at another list of diphthongs here. Mouth, now, allow, cow, how, town. Look at another diphthong. near, clear, here, weary, fierce, fear, tear. Look at another one. Square. It's not square, but square. Fair. It's not fair, but fair. Various. Care. It's not care, but care. It's not share, but share. Dare. Poor. It's not poor, as most of us pronounce it. Poor. Jewelry. U, a. U sound starts with U sound, ends with A sound. In seventh one, it starts with A sound and ends with A sound. Poor. Jewelry. Cure. Sure. Endure. Furious. So these 8 are said to be diphthongs or vowel clouds in English language. So the utterance, as I have just explained, the direction of the tongue towards the either hard palate or soft palate or middle part of the palate starts and takes a different direction when other vowel sound is to be uttered. So this is the quality of the vowel changes here. That is how they are said to be vowel glides. There's a movement from the first initial sound, vowel sound, to another initial sound. The quality of the vowel changes here. So that is why they are said to be vowel glides. They are moved from one direction to the other direction. So after having discussed the symbols of 8 diphthongs here, to make it more clear, to understand it more clearly, we can find some similarities among 8. And I have stated here 3 diphthongs which in OP in the sense received pronunciation, which is said to be a standard pronunciation across the globe, and they glide and move in the direction of the received pronunciation I. The symbol is shown here. These 3 diphthongs move in the direction of the sound I. To understand more clearly, I have again categorized them. Which diphthongs have similar qualities, which diphthongs have different qualities. To make it clear, I have shown here on this slide. The first one, the first diphthong, A, I, O. And look at how they occur in words. If we take the first one, fate, rate, late. Another important point we have to understand here is this diphthong can occur either initially, medially, and finally. We come across, to make it clear, we come across a number of words in English language where this diphthong can be found either in the beginning or in the middle or in the final portion. If we take some examples, it becomes more clear. Look at the word aim. In the word aim, it occurs initially, first portion. You take another example, train. In this word, ta sound is followed by ra sound, and it is followed by a sound, that is middle portion. Again, it is followed by na sound. It's in the middle. This diphthong is found in the middle portion. You take another word, gay, day. It's not day, but day. It's in final portion. So this diphthong can occur either initially or medially or finally in words. We can take a number of other examples also. Look at this diphthong. This diphthong can also occur, can also appear either in the beginning or initial portion, or in middle portion, or in final portion. If we look at the examples, eyes. In eyes, it is in the initial position. That diphthong is followed by a consonant sound s. Eyes. You take another word, I. Single diphthong is shown here. No other consonant word, I. In height, ha sound, initial sound, it's followed by I, again followed by ta sound. You can observe another important quality here. In most of the English words, we have silent letters. Unless you know the pronunciation of these words, you cannot understand whether they are silent or pronounced. So, how they are silent is understood only when you know the pronunciation of these words. Phonetic transcription, which is shown in the dictionary, shows that these are silent. You don't find the sound symbol related to ga sound, G or H in height. Bite, bite, middle portion. Bite, final portion. Tie, final portion. So this is how it can occur initially, medially, and finally. This, even in this case also, this can occur either initially or medially and finally. Oil, oil, initial portion. Look at the word boil, boil. Voice, voice, middle portion. Coin, ka sound followed by oi sound. Boy, it is in final portion. Toy, it's in final portion. So this is how you can discriminate whether this diphthong sound is occurring in the initial portion or medial portion or final portion. If you just practice, utter these words repeatedly, you can easily understand and discriminate. So these three diphthongs move in the direction of the received pronunciation E sound. This is what we have to understand. So another important thing we have to understand here is length of the diphthongs. To what extent they can be pronounced varies considerably. It all depends on the environments. And diphthongs are generally considerably longer when word final and when followed by voiced consonants. When they occur finally, as we have just seen, or when they are followed by voiced consonants, diphthongs are considerably longer. This is a point to be remembered. And another point we have to remember is when the diphthong is long, it is the first element that is lengthened, not the second element. For example, if we take I or A, this A can be lengthened, elaborated, not the second element. And that is a very important point. First element is to be lengthened, not the second element. And this is also, it all depends on the environment, what we have to notice here. And another list of diphthongs categorized based on the gliding movement, to which direction they are being uttered. Diphthong gliding towards U sound. Look at, there are two diphthongs here which move towards U sound. I have shown here on the slide. How there is a slight difference between these two diphthongs also. The first one may occur either initially, medially, and finally, as we have seen in the earlier words. However, initial sound. bout, bowled, gowled, gow. Final portion. Now, final portion. Look at these things. They also occur initially, medially, and finally. In the word out, it occurs in the initial portion. About occurs in the middle portion. In the word cow, it occurs finally. So this diphthong can appear either in the beginning of the word, or in the middle of the word, or in the final part of the word. This is to be understood here. And another diphthong gliding towards a, like ear, fierce, fear. E, also in ear, it has started with E and ended with glided towards A. E, A. It is in initial portion. In fierce, it's in middle portion. And in fear, it is also in middle portion. And look at this one. This sound, this diphthong does not occur initially. We don't come across words, we don't find words where this diphthong sound occurs. It can occur either in middle portion or in final portion, but it doesn't occur in the initial portion. Look at the examples here. During, it's in middle portion. Pure, cure, final portion. We don't have words in English where this sound occurs in the initial portion. Look at another list. Air, initially, medially, and finally. Aeroplane, careful, pair, air, final portion. Either in middle portion, or in initial portion, or in final portion. We come across words where this diphthong occurs either in the beginning, or in the middle, or in the final part of the word. So after having discussed these things, the slight differences between one diphthong and the other diphthong, and how 8 diphthongs can also be categorized into 3 different types based on their movement from one vowel sound to the other vowel sound. Some diphthongs glide towards the received pronunciation E, and some other diphthongs glide towards the received pronunciation A, and we have to keep these points in view while learning, because these are all said to be mnemonics in English. Easy memory is important, how to remember them, because otherwise if you take all diphthongs at a stretch, you're likely to get confused. To avoid that confusion, to make it more clear, I have categorized them based on their movement, based on the gliding movement of the vowels. I have categorized them into 3 parts and shown them on the slides. You can easily practice them, and based on the practice and learning of the symbols, I have given you some examples here for practice. So look at the examples shown on the slide. So read the following words and identify the diphthongs of the underlined letters. I have underlined some letters in words. The underlined letters represent some diphthong or the other. Based on the symbols I have shown and how we pronounce those words, based on the pronunciations, symbols, we have to identify them. It's only for practice. This is how you have to develop your proficiency in the pronunciation of English sounds. Look at the first word, rain, rain. Look at the second word. Ra sound is followed by na sound, a diphthong sound, and then na sound in the first word. Guidance, Ga sound is followed by the underlined sound, diphthong sound. Gai, I, powder, idea, clear, arouse, against, time, coin, try, favor, close, fair, right, pure, joint, pair, nature, care, shout. So you can pronounce these words as I have pronounced, and you can also refer back to the pronunciation of these words in your own mobiles, because as I quoted in my last classes, you can download a dictionary, and just by pressing that word, you can also get the pronunciation of that word. By listening to that pronunciation in your mobiles, what diphthong occurs, you can easily observe and write down there. This is how it helps you to improve your proficiency and ability in the pronunciation of English sounds. So I have given you another set of words here, a slightly different exercise, of course. Here in the earlier one I have underlined the words. In this exercise I have shown you some words with some blanks, and those blanks are to be filled with vowel letters. First you fill in the blanks with right vowel letter. It will also help you to improve your spellings. And then after having written the vowel letters in those words, say them aloud, speak them aloud, and write down the diphthongs in each word. There are two things to be observed here. First thing, you have to fill in the blanks with right vowel letters. Then you have to say them, pronounce them. You can practice as I have just told you. And then, based on the pronunciation, you have to write down the diphthongs in these words. This is the exercise. The first word, flower. You can refer to the spelling. Floor, floor. Second one, you can look at them, take a minute and look at them. If I repeat them, it's for you, of course. Hope you have received and understood what vowels are to be filled in the blanks. If you have any doubt, I will show you here. First one, floor, sound, report, high, house, change, hope, waste, share, vote. So these are the letters to be filled in the blanks, and you have just listened to my pronunciation of these words. Based on that, you are expected to write down the diphthongs used in these words. This is another type of exercise, only to get equipped, to get acquainted with the symbols, list of diphthongs, vowel sounds, diphthongs, consonant sounds. I am giving you some exercises at the end of each and every session. Hope you have understood what diphthongs are, how the quality of the vowel changes in the pronunciation of diphthongs, and how, why they are called vowel glides and what their symbols are, how they are being written, and how they are being to be practiced. So hope we have understood all these things with these few points. To become perfect, refer to the book, textbooks. There is a little more information at the end of your lessons. You can refer to those points and practice by taking each and every word in English language and improve your pronunciation of English speech sounds. So thank you for being with me.